Welcome back to Market Day Report. I'm Scott Schulte, otherwise known as the Cow Guy. Thanks for joining us if you're just joining us, and if you've been with us all day, I think it's worth it. We've got a lot going on. The markets are thinking that basically everything's it's all over, nothing to see here. Well, we won't fall for that head fake, I don't think. But why don't we take a quick peek and see what they're doing right now? How about the corn table? Corn, it's not a corn day, is it? May's off 19.5 cents to 7.43, 3 cents from the lows. But we've had about a 27.5 cent range over there. New crop D's down 6 3/4 cents to 648.5. So it's not a corn day. It's not good. How about beans? What do we have going on in soybeans? Soybeans are a little bit of a different story. They are mixed and staying around unchanged, really. Maize down 3/4 cent to 16.75 1/4, 30-cent range on the day in soybeans. July's up 1/4 cent, one tick, 16.51.5. All right, let's not get too bogged down in that one. It's a mixed board. How about new crop soybeans? What do they look like? New crop soybeans are down 8 1/4 cents, about 0.5%. 14.82 3/4 is last, and that's in price terms. So new crop beans kind of taking it a little bit on the chin here. Why don't we take a look at wheat? What's going on in the wheat market here in Chicago? Chicago wheat's kind of turned around, hasn't it? May is up 9.5 cents, 11.16 even. And if you look at the board, we've got about an 84 cent range going on there. So that's pretty big. 6.5 cents higher in that July contract to 10.83 3/4. Hard red wheat in Kansas City. Let's take a look at what that market's doing. There we go. Double-digit gains, up 20 3/4 cents in that May contract to 11.10 even. And again, a nice, decent range of 80 some odd cents. July up 15 3/4 to 10.96 3/4. Spring wheat, Minneapolis. What's happening over there? More of the same, but just not as much, right? 7 cents higher in the May. 10.77 1/4 is last. We do have a decent 60-cent range, too, so that'll give you an idea about spring wheat. All the wheat markets have pretty big ranges here today, but they're all on the plus side. Got cotton off 234 points in that May contract to 118.69. We're going to bring in Todd Horowitz from Bubba Trading. He's in Chicago. All right, Todd, what do you want to say? Where do you begin? I mean, the market's obviously telling us it needs to be fed bullish news every day or it's going to tail off. But that doesn't mean the volatility's over.
Scott, I think we're going to see more than ever volatility. And I think for some reason over the weekend we decided that the world was safe and there's no more issues anymore. And President Biden's done enough begging to Venezuela and to Iran to get us more oil. And so oil is getting clobbered today. And the wheat market, I mean, has been obviously the story. You know, earlier it was down 40 cents and it was up 40 cents. You know, I think this is why you and I talk about all the time is that if you're in the market, you cannot be watching this tick for tick. It'll make you have to go see Jack Nicholson and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I mean, this is a very volatile market. You've got your position set. Let the markets work for you and watch certain areas. If they reach certain areas, then maybe you'll change what you're looking at. But overall, you cannot sit here in front of this without, being nuts.
Well, I mean, what you're trying to say in layman's terms is, have a plan. If you don't have a plan and you're just trading willy-nilly, you're going to lose money. I mean, it's just the way it is. And so if you want to get involved with these markets, we would probably both suggest only get involved if you have to. If there's a need or a hedge you have to put in place. Or B, if you've got something that you're either taking off or you've got a plan and today is the day that you want to initiate part of that plan, but it's a definitely well thought out plan because this market is made really to chew people up that don't have a plan and don't know what they're doing and are trying to make a quick buck. And really, that hasn't worked out very well for a lot of people. So stay right there, Todd. We're going to go away, pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk livestock with Todd Horowitz from Bubba Trading after this message. All right, welcome back to Market Day Report. I'm Scott Schulte, otherwise known as the Cow Guy. Thanks very much for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, we're going to try to make sure you stick around with us here today. Lots going on. This market's been all over the place. It continues to do so. Don't take the head fakes. Just make sure you stick to what you've got as far as your marketing plan, because that's going to be the most important thing to get through these volatile times. Let's take a look at live cattle. What's happening in this live cattle market? That's going to be something that you want to see if you're a rancher here. April live cattle up $3.55 to $140.85. Look at that, folks. It's a nickel off the highs. June up $3.37 to $136.32. And that, too, is about 20 cents off the highs. All right. What about feeders? We've got a pretty down corn board. This should give some feeders life, and it does. Look at this. April up $5.30 to $163.27. And we've got May up $4.50 to 168.15. So that's a good feeder board. How about lean hogs? What's going to go on with lean hogs? Well, we've got that April board down 35 cents. Really not doing very much there. 102.37 is last. But we do have the May up 40 cents at 110.55. All right, let's bring back in Todd Horowitz from Bubba Trading in Chicago. Todd, thanks for being on the show. All right, what are your thoughts when it comes to these livestock markets? You've got something to say, I'm sure.
You think? But make sure to catch Scott's show, the cow guy, after the close, because that's a great show as well. But look, at the end of the day, you've got cattle is suddenly trading against crude oil. Crude oil's down, cattle's going higher. So now we can eat steak and fill up our gas tank. And I think that's why you're seeing a little bit of pressure on the hog market here as well. This is going to be this kind of wild kind of trade for a while. And this goes back to what we said earlier. It's just you have to have an idea and a plan of what you're trying to do. And if you're looking to enter, just have a price in mind. And if it gets there, then you'll get filled and you'll use it. But I think you're seeing the exact opposite. When oil is going higher, the cattle is falling lower because, again, that's a little bit better, higher grade of protein. And I think that we're going to see this will reverse as soon as oil reverses once again. And if oil starts running higher, I think cattle is going to turn around and go lower.
Well, and we've also got other things in the horizon here, Todd. I mean, we've got a PPI number out tomorrow. That's going to affect things for sure. And that will come in hot, which is going to tell us that we do still have massive inflation concerns. We've also got the Fed meeting this week, and I think it's pretty much a done deal that they're going to be raising interest rates. But then also, you've seen that 10-year yield spike up, too. So when I say that this volatility hasn't really gone anywhere, it's maybe taking a breather for today as this market kind of trades its own new psychological levels. But there are still some dangers out there. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Well, I don't think there's anything. I think you're correct. I think the market, but the volatility is showing up in the interest rate market, which you're seeing a dramatic spike in yields. So this is showing a lot of points that are going to be involved, and I think pre-pricing ahead of PPI and ahead of the Fed.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, there's one thing I know for sure. You got high gas prices taking money out of my pocket, high food prices taking money out of my pocket. The Fed raises interest rates, take more money out of my pocket. Those things don't add up to anything very good. Really appreciate you being on the show. Todd Horowitz, he's coming to us from Chicago. Bring him back to Nashville so I can throw this over to Janet.